C.S. Lewis's most powerful quotes. Wisdom for life. C.S. Lewis. Yes, Clive is the C in C.S., a prolific writer, theologian, and academic, left behind a legacy of wisdom and insight. Let's dive into some of his most profound quotes. Watch to the end to learn what the S stands for. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Falling in love is easy. Staying in love is a challenge. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things which give value to survival. Pain insists upon being attended to. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our consciences, but shouts in our pain. Courage, dear heart. Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different? Someday you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable in others, because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you. We do not want merely to see beauty. We want to be united with the beauty we see. Affection is responsible for 9/10 of whatever solid and durable happiness there is in our lives. You don't have a soul. You are a soul. You have a body. Failures are fingerposts on the road to achievement. Love is not affectionate feeling, but a steady wish for the loved person's ultimate good. We read to know we are not alone. The task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts. What you see and hear depends a good deal on where you are standing. There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Joy is the serious business of heaven. God can't give us peace and happiness apart from Himself. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. The future is something which everyone reaches at the rate of 60 minutes an hour. Relying on God has to begin all over again every day, as if nothing had yet been done. No man knows how bad he is till he has tried very hard to be good. Forgiveness does not mean excusing. We laugh at honor and are shocked to find traitors in our midst. To love at all is to be vulnerable. If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world. Miracles do not, in fact, break the laws of nature. God does not love us because we are valuable. We are valuable because God loves us. Free will, though it makes evil possible, is also the only thing that makes possible any love or goodness or joy worth having. The door on which we have been knocking all our lives will open at last. A quick pause to check in. Are you enjoying these quotes? Feel free to pause and write down favorites on a sticky note and place it somewhere that you'll see it often. Let's continue. Aim at heaven, and you will get earth thrown in. Aim at earth, and you get neither. Education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil. Love may forgive all infirmities, and love still in spite of them. But love cannot cease to will their removal. Since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. Christianity, if false, is of no importance, and if true, of infinite importance. The only thing it cannot be is moderately important. Mere change is not growth. Growth is the synthesis of change and continuity. The great thing to remember is that though our feelings come and go, God's love for us does not. I believe in Christianity, as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it, I see everything else. It may be hard for an egg to turn into a bird. It would be a jolly sight, harder for it to learn to fly while remaining an egg. Don't let your happiness depend on something you may lose. God, who foresaw your tribulation, has specially armed you to go through it. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. We are what we believe we are, Experience is a brutal teacher, but you learn. My God, do you learn? Every time you make a choice, you are turning the central part of you into something a little different. The Son of God became a man to enable men to become the sons of God. Gratitude looks to the past and love to the present. Fear, avarice, lust, and ambition look ahead. Nothing you have not given away will ever really be yours. Nothing that you have not given away will ever be really yours. If you look for truth, you may find comfort in the end. God never hurries. There are no deadlines against which he must work. There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. Pride leads to every other vice. It is the complete anti-God state of mind. Reality is not neat, not obvious, not what you expect. Each day we are becoming a creature of splendid glory or one of unthinkable horror. We all want progress, but if you're on the wrong road, progress means doing an about turn and walking back to the right road. Do not waste time bothering whether you love your neighbor. Act as if you did. If God had granted all the silly prayers I've made in my life, where should I be now? Faith is the art of holding on to things in spite of your changing moods and circumstances. What saves a man is to take a step, then another step. Of all the bad men, religious bad men are the worst. People were meant to be loved. Things were meant to be used. The reason the world is in chaos is because things are being loved and people are being used. Heaven is never a reward for our righteousness, but a gift of God's grace. I have learned now that while those who speak about one's miseries usually hurt, those who keep silence hurt more. Man can no more diminish God's glory by refusing to worship him than a lunatic can put out the sun by scribbling the word darkness on the walls of his cell. When we lose one blessing, another is often most unexpectedly given in its place. The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. Nothing can seem extraordinary until you have discovered what is ordinary. Okay, you made it to the end. The S in C.S. Lewis stands for Staples, Clive Staples Lewis. And now you know. In reflecting upon the wisdom of C.S. Lewis, we hope his words have inspired and challenged you as much as they have us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. If you enjoyed this, we invite you to explore more enriching content from our channel. Remember, each quote is a beacon of insight, meant to guide and uplift. Until next time, keep seeking wisdom and let it illuminate your path.